Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Lavish Journey podcast. It is your host, Jay Gaines, here today, and we are coming live from Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Woo! I got two lovely guests on the show, but before I bring them in, first thing first, shout out to y'all. Y'all know I went on a 2-year hiatus of not podcasting, and guess what, y'all? Same car, new engine, new transmission. The tank is filled up and the foot is on a motherfucking pedal. And we not letting up anytime soon. First thing first as well, shout out to my brother Freedom. Y'all know he held it down for the weekly podcast shenanigans for 2 years strong. So shout out to you, brother Freedom. Shout out to the goddess Neakai. And shout out to my parents, because without them, I would have never been able to produce podcasts, to produce shows. If y'all don't know, I did all that. All them videos y'all saw me do was in their basement. So they let me make, my parents is dope for that. They let me make their basement into a production studio. And first thing first, shout out to y'all. Y'all know I've been doing this since college to Cleveland to LA now. So much gratitude to y'all. And shout out to everybody. The Goddess Neakai, Freedom, the Venus Podcast Exchange. Shout out to Ariel. Shout out to Shelly. Shout out to everybody. But without further ado, we have two special guests on the show today. We have the homie Jakara over here representing Los Angeles, California.
I'm a native.
We got the homie Kelly Cole over here representing Missouri, Kansas City,
Missouri.
Missouri. Go Chiefs. Woo! That's all right.
That's right. Travis Kells.
And we also got our brother Preston that is from Los Angeles, California. He'll be coming in, sitting over here if y'all watching this show right now. But yeah, we back. We back at it, and I feel fucking fantastic, y'all. Now, real quick to bring y'all in, can y'all let everybody know quickly who y'all are, what y'all do, and somebody that y'all consider a role model? Whoever wants to start.
You can go.
I'm Kelly Cole from Kansas City, Missouri, and I work in the TV and film industry. I'm a freelancer without going into too much detail.
That's cool. Now, who do you consider a role model?
Oh, well, I know my dream dinner guests are Dave Chappelle and Rihanna.
Oh.
But I don't know. My mom.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
I love that.
That's dope. Love that.
Yes.
What about you, Miss Jakara LaRue?
Jakara, aka Rue Speaks. I am a multi-hyphenate content creator. I make films. And the person I look up to, Issa Rae. Such a huge fan. She really showed me that we can be out here doing multiple things and being successful at it. So yeah.
Shout out to Issa
Yes.
Rae.
That's a good one. I love that.
We'll get you on the show soon, girl. Y'all know me. Podcast name Jay Gaines. Full name Harold Justin Gaines from Cleveland, Ohio. Now living in Los Angeles, California. Everyday hustler, Uber driver, videographer, creative producer, a guy that loves to travel, And one person that really does inspire me, or a person that's considered a role model to me, is Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm not sure y'all know who Gary V is, but he is an entrepreneur based around marketing. So he took his family's business from, I think, $3 million up to $60 million. And it was all due to marketing, due to him getting the family brand out there and getting to know people all through YouTube and content. So shout out to you, Gary V. I know for a fact I'm going to have you on the show one day. You dig? But without further ado, y'all, so we have some topics to talk about today. We're coming live from Los Angeles, California. This is a hot spot for people to move to. Everybody wants to move to LA. Everybody has pros and cons when it comes to LA. People say it's fake. People say it's fun, all that stuff. So Jakara right here, she's from LA. So we're going to get to your question next.
Native.
But we're going to start with Kelly Cole. So why did you move to LA?
So I originally moved to LA to be in the TV industry, to act and to model. And I did for 2 years, the first 2 years. But then I just realized it wasn't for me. And then I transitioned behind the camera into TV and film production.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How is the TV and film? Is that hard to get into?
It is very hard to get into.
Yeah.
I worked 6 months for free, basically, as a production assistant.
Sheesh.
And I built my network from there. Mm-hmm. So it's hard, but
free. I respect that.
Yeah. If I could give my younger self any advice, it's just be consistent. Just be consistent and don't let up. Anybody who's trying to make it in the TV industry, just be consistent.
Facts.
Just know you're up for a job. That person may be on their last straw and might head back home, and then there you go. That might be your break. Sometimes it happens like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's true, because the entertainment field, it looks fun on TV,
So
but it's
hard.
tough. It's hard. You know,
is
like you said,
so
you have to
tough.
work for free for pretty much 6 months.
Yeah. And it's long days. It's 12-hour days,
It's
14-hour
18.
days.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How many days a week?
It could be 5, 6, 7, 8.
Have you ever worked for like
Yeah.
10 days straight?
I've worked for 6 months straight
6
on projects.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. We're going to get to that in a minute. But
It's fun.
that's
It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
for
fun.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, me personally, I moved to LA because I came here to visit a friend back in 2017. Shout out to Thomas, my fraternity brother. And I fell in love with LA right there and then. I didn't want to move here for no specific reason, for like videography, none of that stuff. I just love the vibes out here. He was just smoking weed, walking around, laughing. It was just like, it felt like a different world compared to the Midwest, And made the move. I went to 36 different states and 11 different countries, and no place compared to LA. And here I am today, So
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, baby.
We in here. I'm enjoying the journey, y'all. By the way, I've been here for 9 months now. We're almost at a
whole
year in
baby.
LA. I am like a whole baby.
whole baby.
I am reborn. So, all right, Jakar, how is life for you living in LA? So I know, I'm only been for 9 months, but I know there's like a difference between transplant Los Angeles and local Los Angeles.
Yes.
What's your point of view on that?
Well, okay, so I was literally born in Hollywood, okay?
Oh,
Hollywood.
You was born a star.
I was born a star. I will admit, living out here, we don't realize, how great it is. I ended up going to San Jose State for a few years, and coming back, I was like, entertainment-wise, this is where I want to be. The weather, it varies, but in terms of opportunities, in terms of the entertainment industry, this is where it's at. Los Angeles, So I had to move back because I couldn't do anything over there. But it's just always been home for me.
Yeah.
So I love it. But y'all transplants?
What about us transplants?
Right.
Oh my God.
Is it because for instance, everybody on the East Coast or the Midwest, you always say, people in LA is fake. Everybody only cares about fame out there. Is that what bothers the locals here? Or?
Yeah, yes, because, LA is only fake because, one, that's the people that come here, that's the mindset. And a lot of times it is transplants who have come with this idea from the movies of what LA is supposed to be. They flock to Hollywood, which, nobody wants to live in Hollywood,
I like
okay?
living in
It smells
Hollywood.
like pee, and the
wanna live in
traffic
Hollywood.
is horrible. But they come with this idea of how it's supposed to be, and they also expect, to be discovered on the street, okay? Yeah, Pamela Anderson was discovered at a game. Other people have been scouted, but it doesn't work like that. And so it's just like these ideas that I'm not going to group all of you into this, but transplants bring out here of how it's supposed to be. And also entitlement. The entitlement is so real. It's so real. You've seen, there have been TikToks going around, and there's this one girl crying about how she shouldn't have moved to LA. And there's a lot of TikToks, and they say LA is so bad, LA is so bad, but it's like, where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
Are you only trying to get into Nightingale or Craig's or Tao? I'm curious for you because you've been here, 11 years?
11 years.
11 years. So I'm curious how you have kind of changed. I hope you didn't stay the same in 11 years.
No, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. There has definitely been some growth and some changes. I did come here with, the mindset, I don't know, just so much. I don't even know how to explain it. Just so much. I honestly, when I got here for the first 6 months, I literally did not leave my place because it was just such a culture shock.
Yeah.
It was too much for me. It was too much
Yeah.
for me. But I did think that the people were fake. And,
Were they transplants?
opportunists, and they, people here only want to use you for what you have, your connections, and what you can do for them. And in some instances, I've been in situations where that is true, but then I've also come across some really great people in the industry, and I know that that's not the situation. You just have to know how to pick and choose.
Facts. Yeah.
I agree.
Eventually you learn to kind of read people, and the people that you'll be in a room and they'll be like, so what do you do? Who's your agent? Like that, if I'm in there, I'm like, I don't want to be around you. But you kind of learn.
Yeah.
And also those people who are opportunistic, one, a lot of times they don't survive out here after a while, or, you know, they don't survive in the industry because like when you kick people in the industry, you never know what assistant is going to be the next producer or next showrunner tomorrow.
That's true.
Like that is the thing. But yeah, you came out here to be in entertainment. Why didn't it work for you, if you don't mind me asking?
It's not that it didn't work. It worked. I went to auditions for 2 years. I did a couple like makeup commercials, couple modeling stuff, and a couple modeling gigs, and it just, I didn't like it. I didn't like going in front of directors and producers and then telling me things about myself that wasn't true.
That
and I was like,
happens.
you know what, fuck you. I don't got time for this.
Yeah.
But and I don't know, I think I the passion that I thought I had for it, once I was doing it, I was just like, okay, that's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
And now I find myself in a more creative space, and now we're on this podcast thanks to where are you going by?
I go by J Gaines.
Harold.
Thanks to J Gaines, like I've tapped into like my creative abilities, and like he's been like one of the people who have pushed me to create. And
I appreciate both y'all. By the way, these are my 2 friends in LA, y'all. Literally,
His
solid
only
homies.
friends.
Yes,
No.
like I can't remember if I know anybody.
Friends.
Shout out to Preston, but Preston's a full-time soccer player, so he's doing his own thing. So for me, I haven't witnessed any fake people in LA. I mean, I know they're out here. There's fake people in Cleveland, you know, but I feel like people do come out here for opportunities. So I have to be mindful of that. Like when I do meet people, they always ask me, what do you do? How long you been doing it for? I get it because they probably want to get a photo shoot done or a video shoot done. And they want to see, am I good or am I worthy enough to do their project? So I'm not going to say they're necessarily fake. They just looking for opportunities.
I'm trying to work,
Mr.
not
Carr.
work.
See, look, and I get it because I haven't really dived too deep into the local areas of LA. But there is a difference though between the local LA and the transplant LA. Local LA, y'all from here.
The transplant LA is, you're right, there is a difference. The transplant LA is way more fake. So I'm surprised you haven't ran into it yet. You haven't. It's true. Like when you in the straight up, especially new transplants. New transplants.
But how are we fake? Because we just want to come here. We want to win. We don't want to come here to just
bushy-eyed. Bushy-eyed. He's still
look what we're doing right now.
You're still, but you're, okay. First of all, all right, I'm gonna call you out.
Go ahead, local.
We got to go to a movie premiere. Okay.
Oh no.
We went to the Till movie premiere. Amazing movie, and afterwards, you know, we're in the room. We're in the room with so many people. Okay, the creator of Love and Basketball, like we're in the room. And that I felt like was the prime opportunity for anybody. If you're in the room and you know you want to do this, what are you doing?
Networking.
You're networking, right?
Yeah.
Guess what this one was doing?
I would just walk around eating the finger foods and drinking margaritas.
Yes.
At Crafty.
Oh no. And it was some good food. Okay, I'm saying it was like lobster rolls and everything.
I wish I had pictures.
But
yeah.
he just sat there. And did not
listen.
And did not. And he was like, I'm just taking it all in.
This was back in October, and I'm still new to LA, but at that time, I wasn't creating. I wasn't doing any videography. So it felt like I had no value to network at that time.
See,
now I do. Now I'm like, come on the podcast.
Can we? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, but can we talk about this? Because his favorite thing to say is, I feel like I don't have value.
Yeah. Don't ever say that again.
Don't ever, right?
At the time,
no,
I felt like I didn't have value.
You have told us, at least told me, I don't know, but the idea, I think that's a toxic idea. And I will say it's a toxic idea that transplants bring, is that you need to bring value. And a lot of times having that idea of value is, once I get here, I'm going to do this. And you're already putting you in the place of, I don't want to say us versus them, but it's kind of already that they have something and you don't. And you're already kind of putting yourself behind. The idea that you don't have value, like, hello, whose podcast is this?
This is the Lavish Journey podcast.
The Lavish
LLC.
Journey. Okay.
Say it louder.
Like, you...
I thank you, but at the time I wasn't doing this. So I'm gonna do, hey, I used to do podcasting 2 years ago. They like, oh, well, what do you do now?
See, that's different. When you're in rooms like that
Yeah.
with people who have the same outlook and are trying to do what you're trying to do, that is the perfect opportunity to take the opportunity
Yes.
and network
I
and
agree.
talk to people,
Yes.
carry your business cards, whatever it is you got to do because you don't know who you're talking to.
Never
You don't know what they're working on, and that's just how it is here. You could wake up tomorrow and just be a showrunner of your own
You're right.
Yeah.
movie, TV series,
You're right.
podcast.
I just wasn't ready at the time. Shout out to 50 Cent. Like you said, all your hard work doesn't mean shit if you're not ready.
I mean,
And at the time I wasn't. Just wasn't. I take accountability for it. I wasn't. I was in a slump. You know what I mean? I was out here. I didn't know how to move around. I wasn't doing nothing at the time besides Uber and just trying to get to Thailand. But hey.
But I think that's a reasonable feeling to have and to feel, because he is new out here, and it's just, you got to actually learn how to move in the Hollywood scene.
Jakara doesn't understand that.
no, I mean, I do, but I'm like, bruh, you're literally, my thing was, we're here.
Yeah.
You're
You're
here.
right. We're on the stage.
I would-
Listen, the
You're right.
people that were there, and then I also feel like you would have experienced that side. You say you haven't experienced the fakeness. You also would have experienced that side to know kind of what we were talking about. Yeah. That.
I finesse fake people though. I would get them, use them, and throw them out.
See that right there. That is the issue. So you know what?
No, if they're fake, why not?
No, because
Hey,
that's not a. That's
I'm
not
just here.
that-
I'm speaking about truth though. Listen, this is what I learned from doing this in Cleveland. I did over
No.
200 podcast episodes, and 95% of people have been awesome on my show. But there have been some people I interviewed, they'll get their content and then they go missing.
Yeah, but
They'll
that's-
unfollow me, everything. And like, I got the content and go missing. So that's part of the entertainment industry.
You just can't care.
Yeah, you can. You gotta be ruthless. You gotta use them.
I don't think the idea of using them though. I don't think the idea of using people like
Break it
I
down
guess
for
like
us.
I don't know. I guess I have a different perspective on that. Like
Same.
you don't need to. It really is like you were saying, you never know who people are, and you got your jobs by networking with people, and they were
Right.
speaking about you in rooms that you weren't even a part of. They
Right.
always say it's not about what you can do or truly who you know. It's about who you know that knows you can do what you can do.
Exactly.
That is. So, for example,
That's a quote.
that was a good
put that on
quote.
Instagram,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, you
Keep on speaking the
credit
truth.
me.
Yeah.
No, I know
There you
somebody
go.
I forgot who said that, but so I did competitive speech and debate when I was in college, and they have an acting portion, and it's so funny because one of the coaches, which at the time I don't know, she always say things like, "You have the voice for Disney Channel," and I used to always like get mad at her because I was like, "Are you trying to tell me I'm only gonna be on Disney Channel? Like, how are you? How dare you?" Like my ego. 10 years later, she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, my husband," which I didn't know, or her partner, is working on this animated show and is looking for leads. And I thought of you. And I was like, huh. And then I reached out. And when I tell you this husband has done so much in the animated world, like a huge person, and actually remembered me and had me, audition for this role. I didn't get it. It was made another person, but I'm still kind of networking with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. You never know who people are. You never know who their spouses are. You never know who their friends are. And if you leave a good impression, you're not trying to use them, but you leave a good impression and an open mindset. Even if it's 10, it was literally 10 years later.
Yeah.
You
this
do have a
person-
great voice, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Please
Listen, y'all.
cast me.
Listen, long story short, we was recording something back in October, and this lady came to Jakara and was like, "Are you a news reporter? Your voice sounds amazing." You have it though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have it.
But that's what we're kind of like trying to let you
Oh, I know it. Listen, I
yeah.
know about real networking, but I also know when somebody is trying to use me. I know both. I know some genuine people I met through podcasting, videography that we are tight forever. And I met some people that just won't want to use me for the benefit. And that's just the game to it.
Well, how do
Sometimes.
you experience it? Because again, you've been out here 11 years. So what has kind of been your experience
Break
or
it down
your
for us,
thoughts?
Callie.
Yes.
I mean, I have a good read on people, but my best advice to anybody who's walking into the entertainment industry is to just be yourself,
Yes.
just be a good person. And if there's an opportunity, you know, present your skills, what it is that you do, and keep it moving. Like, you don't have to be this conniving person. You don't have to be
In the mix.
in the mix. You don't have to try to one up somebody to just show people what you're trying to do out here. Just be a good person. If there's an opportunity, take it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that's
Be the opportunity.
yeah.
Be the opportunity.
And create your own lane. Like, create your own lane.
Facts.
That's why I've been trying to say, okay, that sounds a lot more.
That's why I made my film.
I like that better. You know what?
Yeah.
That's why I'm working on creating my own lane. I'm not looking for, can you help me? Can you hand me out something? No. I'll be standing in line like everybody else, you know? But real quick question about LA. So if somebody's moving to Los Angeles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all feel that $10,000 is enough to move out here to start a life?
For how long?
Yeah. Do you have a job? The question is, do you
no
have a job?
They're coming out here to figure out, but they have $10,000 saved up in their account.
6 months, maybe?
Even still, because maybe not. Because think about it this way. So they have 10,000 saved up.
Okay.
So their first month's rent, deposit. Sometimes out here, the first month's rent or the deposit is the same as rent. So depending on what they're paying, let's say it's 2,000, and their deposit, that's 4,000 gone right there. Then do they have they have to set up like utility accounts, so they're paying that. Then they have to register their car out here. That's a certain expense. And then
yes, that's a list.
It's a whole list. So even 10,000. Don't come out here if you don't have a job lineup, please. I'm trying to preach that. I'm trying to preach that.
I mean, I feel like you could do 6 months on 10,000.
Are you renting a room?
You gotta be a hustler. Yeah.
If you're renting a room, and then you of course, you gotta have like your side hustles.
Yeah, you gotta get that money.
Until you get a job. But I did it on 3,000.
You did it on 3,000?
But that was in 2012.
But you still
okay.
did.
$500.
Yeah, things. Oh my
good.
gosh, rent was
$500 a month in Cali is amazing.
But to even do that, I feel like you do have to be a hustler, because I do know people that have come out here. Actually, my mom works at she works at an organization here that kind of helps those who are on like the homeless population and those who live on Skid Row. And she was explaining that there are people who are around our ages that are choosing to be homeless and not do anything or get any of the resources in order to pursue their dream.
Yeah, I do notice that. It's like a lot of people come out here to be homeless, you know? I know some people personally that moved to LA and slept in their car, you know, or came out here with only a few dollars. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, California will eat you up.
Yeah.
You better have some kind of hustle, some kind of money, a job lined up, because it will eat you up.
It will. It will.
Because look, I got some stats right here. For example, right now, average studio rent is average. You may find a little cheaper, but the average rent for a studio is $1,800.
Yep.
A 1-bedroom is $2,300. A 2-bedroom is $3,200. The average salary per resident per year is $67,000 and $32 an hour.
I feel like in 2012, what were those numbers? That rent was probably like 12 to 14, man, back in the day.
1,214 for what?
Studios
or
less than that. Like when you came out here, it was great. It was great.
Another tip though is to not look for your apartments online. Because I had a studio a year ago. I was there for 2 years, and my rent and parking was $1,400.
That's a steal.
And the building was clean. Like I never had any problems. So tip, if you guys are looking for apartments in LA, come here, drive around, and actually contact the property managers.
Is smart.
Don't go online, because the prices are crazy, ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is smart, because a lot of times you can find like private landlords that will. I will admit also, there's so many scams online. You have to.
You got to really trust it because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, they found apartments through Craigslist. And me, I did all my stuff through online. I wasn't physically here to see my apartment. And thank God I lucked up.
No,
But,
you
yeah.
lucked.
You
Yeah.
did.
The location.
Yeah,
I
the
was meant to be here.
location. I don't know how.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
where he lives, normally you don't want to live in that area as a whole. But
You in a nice little pocket.
yeah, you have a nice
I love it. I love where
Let's
I
not
stay.
give too much information because
Oh
these
yeah, I ain't gonna give
stalkers
too much
out
info,
here.
but just know I stay in a nice area. Thank God, I pay $17.55 a month for my rent. I mean, some people say it's
still
a
a
good
lot.
deal. Some people
That
say
is
it's a
a lot for a
lot. You know what I
studio.
mean?
For a
Yeah,
studio, it's a
it
lot.
is. It
but
is.
it's worth the peace of mind, though. I tell you, it's worth it.
Wait, so what's the craziest thing you guys have seen in LA?
The craziest thing.
Naked people just walking
yeah,
in
yeah.
Hollywood, just like. Okay,
You didn't see
this
that
is-
in Kansas? That's not normal.
No.
I saw it in
Kansas?
Cleveland.
No.
Shit. Tell us a
So
story.
the first time I was driving up Hollywood Boulevard, and it was this man. Of course, of course he was dealing with like mental health.
Yeah.
It was obvious, but like he was just butt ass naked, and like his dick was like. It should be illegal to be homeless and have a dick that big. Sorry.
Should have picked him up.
How big was it?
Cleaned
How
him up.
big
Oh
was it?
my God.
How big
Yeah, I
was
don't-
it? Like
it was-
a cute, like
Okay, so
like
it was like soft, but it was like hanging, and
Did it have a little
it
curve
was
to it?
it was like a little bit longer than that water bottle. Yeah, it was gross, but I was like, damn,
Y'all
so
see
what
the water bottle?
fuck is happening? But anyways, that was the craziest thing that I've seen in Hollywood.
You know what? You should have went ahead, picked them up, cleaned them up, got them a job.
Listen. With that right there, you go.
I haven't seen other. I've seen everything crazy in Cleveland. I've seen naked people. I saw somebody with their titties out. I saw all that stuff. But LA, I haven't seen nothing I haven't seen before. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
I've seen something that's actually really sad. I don't know if I should say that.
Say it.
Say
We
it.
say what
It
we
was a
want to.
car
can cut it.
accident.
Oh.
It was a car
Oh.
accident, and it was on the freeway.
Mm.
I was going to work, and it had just happened because the person who was in the car was hanging from the freeway sign, like, and blood was dripping down.
They was hanging from the freeway sign.
Yeah, he was in a car accident, and he was ejected from his car, and he landed.
Oh, I thought he
on-
hung himself. Okay. Oh,
and he landed on the freeway sign. Yeah, that was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He must have went flying.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to that
yeah.
brother.
That was very traumatizing.
I've never
very
seen that.
traumatizing.
That's scary.
That is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Well,
afraid to drive.
I'm about to say, I was about to talk about LA driving. That's another time I want to bring up.
LA driving. Oh.
How is LA driving? So listen, y'all. Last week,
Wait,
they
we
say,
didn't. She didn't say.
Oh,
she-
my fault.
Oh,
Yeah,
you skipped
I was
her.
about to start talking about LA driving. Go ahead, Miss Shakara.
Well, okay, so I've been followed
Oh.
in
no.
LA,
Okay.
but I've also been followed in other places. People standing in front of cars, but I think the craziest thing, I didn't see it, but I heard it, where I used to live, there was like kind of a homeless encampment, and every other day there were car accidents. Just people didn't know how to drive.
Damn.
And one day at like 6 a.m., just heard like a and a car had like pinned a homeless man.
Ah,
So I don't know what happened.
damn.
They didn't report. But the really like sad thing is that, so again, before that there were homeless encampments, all of that. After that, then they like cleaned it up. And
That's
I was
crazy.
like, that, I don't know. So I think that's, of course you see naked people. That's but I saw that in the Bay Area.
Not
That's
in
everywhere.
Kansas City.
Oh, no,
Missouri.
naked
You ain't seen no
people?
no naked people?
If you wear a mini skirt, you are. Yes, people are looking at you
Wow.
weird. Yes.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I've seen people like, I was on the freeway when I was younger with my parents, and we were off of the freeway, and I'm part of LA. You just saw a man walking with a gun.
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
just with a gun. I was like, Daddy, that's good.
LA's another world.
LA, but that happens in other use. I mean,
I've seen a lot in Cleveland. Don't get me
Kansas?
wrong, yeah.
it hasn't happened in Kansas.
But Carisha left Kansas. Well, you was like 21 when you left.
I was 21.
You still would have seen things.
I mean, but-
by 21.
I didn't start seeing things till about 25 in Cleveland. So I don't know.
Shelter.
You should go back to Kansas and go walk around downtown and
You
see.
should.
No, I'm good.
No Kansas.
I'm good.
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing crazy, but I do.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
You want to go back home? Damn, do you see yourself staying in LA?
So I left LA last year for like 4 months. I just got back in December. But I did go back home for 2 months, and I like tried to get a job. I tried to get a loft in downtown, and I almost did. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. And I drove back to LA.
You're
in
just
my
like,
car.
I
I was like,
don't
I
wanna
cannot
do
do
this.
this.
I'm cool.
Just pack your bags like I can't do
How
this.
much are lofts in Kansas City? How much are lofts? Like, what's the average price?
They're about like $1,200.
$1,200.
$1,500.
That must be
That's the
nice.
range, and they're really nice. They're high up, amazing views. Once I get my passive income going and my creative stuff going, I'm definitely gonna invest back home. But do I want to move back home? No. Hell to the nah.
Same. I agree. I'm always in California, but I definitely see my money flowing in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's more room. It's more out here. It's so you know what I mean. Everybody wants to have their money flow through LA. I know, Jakar, you're going to say us transplants is the reason why.
No, because we've had these conversations.
I feel like that's a good place to start. Is small,
yeah.
and then if you want to invest in LA, then invest in LA.
Listen, I have you know why. The only
I'm
reason
giving you
why,
the floor.
No, the only reason why I get mad at him is because he will be like, man, LA so this, LA so that. I'm going to go invest in Cleveland. It's like, okay, you talk so much mess about LA. You talk so much mess about us.
I don't talk mess about LA.
You
I
talk
wouldn't
so
be here.
much mess about LA.
I would not be in LA if I talked.
Do you want to
mess
say
about
what
LA.
you were saying about Inglewood?
Oh,
You wanna go there?
Inglewood is a rough area, though. Don't get me wrong.
Wait
it is.
a minute, Inglewood is not.
It's not
Thank
super
you.
rough.
All the
Don't get me
way
wrong.
rough.
But
I live near Inglewood.
I wouldn't wanna live in Inglewood
He had the
personally.
nerve to say, why would Rolling Loud be in Inglewood?
there's no entertainment out there, though. You can't lie on that. It's no
Do you know how
entertainment.
much stuff happened in
There's no
Inglewood?
entertainment out there?
Thank
No,
you,
I'm talking about
Lamert.
entertainment.
Lamert Park.
I'm
Lamert.
talking. Let's say, all right. If I'm a tourist
See?
and I go to Inglewood, I won't have fun. Let's
That's
be real.
not
I
true
won't.
because you
not
don't know.
true.
Thank you. I'm glad
It's
you
not
know because
true.
Lamert,
I want
so
y'all
much
to break it
happens at
down.
Lamert. Okay,
Yes.
there are so many things. There's a wine bar, which
Okay.
if you want to go to the wine bar, we can go to the wine bar. There's
got
one,
you,
yeah,
girl.
in
Yes.
Inglewood. But
So
that's
if I'm a tourist, I'm gonna go to the Lamert Park and the wine bar, and that's gonna be fun.
Okay, so Inglewood is not all bad. Like
Yeah.
they're building it up, and
Mhm.
things are happening there.
Mhm.
Events are happening there.
It's for the culture.
And if you have not spent enough time in Inglewood, Lamert Park, Ladera
Yeah.
Heights, Baldwin Hills, and those
mhm.
areas, then I feel like you can't say that.
I'm a super
Exactly.
transplant. Then I'm gonna stay up here in Hollywood and West Hollywood.
See,
Beverly
that's
Hills.
what
With all
it
the
is.
naked
Not-
people in Hollywood.
Yeah,
It's
not,
all right.
not to bring it back to that, but that's the thing. So we got into it because he tried to tell me, he was like, yeah, transplants make up more than like 50% of LA. We're the ones that put the money here. So
No,
blah,
transplants
blah.
do come here with the money, though.
No,
You can't hold
no.
that.
And I was like, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the statistics.
Oh, I got that screenshot.
You just be speaking out your mouth.
Hold on, I
You
think I got
just
the
be speaking,
screenshot
'cause
still, y'all.
I'm curious because I haven't looked at
I
it.
got it on my other phone.
It's not. It's not.
Let me
Transplants do not make.
50% is a lot.
Not
And
50%.
he-
It was 33%.
Okay, I
That's
get
still a lot.
That's
but
still a lot.
33% is a lot, but it's not overpowering natives.
yeah.
So because
But
if
what
you-
we got more money though?
no, you can't. You again. You have to. No. Okay, you guys don't have more money because you guys save up
We
a lot.
don't. Okay.
Yeah, okay, you
We're
guys
trying to make
Speak for
money.
yourselves.
But you guys try to save up money and then come here, and then a lot of times lose the money. But it's like. You
Or make
can't-
the money and don't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And they're
that
like,
could be
well,
one.
I'm going to go and I'm going to rent a Lamborghini because I want to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
up. I'm going to do
Oh, I
this.
ain't
I'm going to
doing
go
all
here.
that.
I'm going to spend this. I'm going to spend this. I'm going to go to Erewhon. Don't go to Erewhon.
Oh my God.
Please.
I hate Erewhon.
What's
What
Erewhon?
is the
Oh, that's the
It's
expensive
so
store.
expensive. It's just,
It's $70 for some nuts.
it's like you can compare prices from like
Ralph's.
Ralph's and
Wow.
it's like so much cheaper.
They're so cheap.
I'm like, people just love coming here. This is just a thing.
Is
a
it because it's a
trend.
trend? I was about to say
No, it's not a
'cause
trend, but
Oh, okay.
it's a thing. It's like for bougie people. It's like
It has
it's,
become a trend.
it's like being a part of like a country club.
Well,
pay more.
okay. I am trying to join Soho House. Okay.
Oh, I love Soho
Soho House is so great. Okay.
I've been to the one in it's West Hollywood and the one in downtown.
I like the one in
Warehouse.
downtown. Yeah, Warehouse.
Mhm.
So dope.
Dope.
That I will pay for.
I saw Megan
Okay.
Good there.
You saw,
You
her
saw
there?
Megan?
She looks so good.
Oh, I bet.
Shout out to Harlem.
See,
Hey, love that show.
Love
still
I'm
need
trying to
to
get your car
watch
hip
it.
to it.
I somebody give me their Amazon Prime login, please, and then I can watch it because
I give you it.
I don't.
got you.
You're finally gonna let me
Yeah,
have
in
it.
3 months,
Fine,
yeah.
thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he's all talk. Nah, we'll see. But I feel like back to the point of just any area. If you haven't spent time there, you can't just have this idea of how it's gonna be. You got to spend time there.
You're
and
right.
there's some.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about Inglewood is our people's out there. I do, because when I first came to LA, this one thing I will say from my point of view. I came here many times. I made sure I wanted to move here. And I used to see black people. But when I moved out here, I barely saw any black people. Once I moved out here. And I noticed they're all in Inglewood.
where
They're
are
not
you
in Hollywood.
staying?
They're not nowhere up here in the valley. They're up in the
Because
valley a
here's the
little bit.
thing. If it's locals, we don't want to be in Hollywood. Okay. We're not going to be in Hollywood.
I don't want to be in
Nobody wants. Okay, so yeah, you're not going to see us just hanging out because just the traffic and all just to get in there. But yeah, if you're talking like actual locals, I mean, Inglewood, different areas. I have family members. That is where like grandparents' houses have been. Yeah, gentrification unfortunately has come through and has pushed up the prices and pushed out residents, or even just us as a Black community deciding to sell the family homes instead of keeping it and reinvesting in and keeping that for our children. But yeah, the reason why you're probably not seeing it is because of gentrification, but also is Hollywood.
Also, too, we have a picture of what our community looks like in the Midwest versus what it looks like out here.
Different
And it's
world.
very different. Very,
telling
very
me
I
different.
told you, I come
What
from
is that
where
like? Okay, so because I've never been to
ahead.
the Midwest, and he
all
explains
black.
it.
Well,
What's that?
What?
not just that it's all
Can I have some?
black. Yeah. not that it's just all black. Hold on.
What kind of wine we drinking on today?
Sauvignon Blanc, but
Sauvignon
we're
Blanc.
we're not sharing the brand because we're not sponsored.
Sponsor.
We don't do that.
We are looking for
I mean, y'all do
wine
sponsor,
sponsors. Feel
Email.
free.
Inbox.
But
What's the
what is
question?
it
Yeah,
like
go
in
ahead.
the Midwest?
Okay, so like I love my city, and I'm not trying to talk shit on it because I know
Speak
people are
your
gonna
truth.
come for me.
Fuck.
But back home, it's white and it's black. You have
like
an
segregated?
upper class, a middle class, and blue collar, and most Black people are blue collar working people.
Mm-hmm.
And most of our Black communities are hood. Not a lot of people are getting educations. Not a lot of people are trying to elevate. It's kind of like a crabs in a barrel mindset, and it's unfortunate. I know growing up the way that I did, it was very hard because I was mixed, but that's a whole nother topic. But it's very hood, not a lot of progressive Black people versus out here. I've spent time in Inglewood, Lamar Park, Ladera, Baldwin Hills, and I've been in situations where I'm seeing a lot of Black progressive people are elevating, and it's nice to see.
Yeah.
So it's very different. Very different. And I'm not saying there are no Black progressive people in the Midwest. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's more relevant here than it is in Kansas City, Missouri.
That's deep. For Cleveland, Cleveland has a lot of Black success. No, it does. Believe it or not, a lot, because we have Cleveland Clinic. We have like a lot of factories and stuff out there. You see a lot of blue collar jobs.
Don't you have you guys have a football team?
Yeah, we got
or
football team. They do too.
something?
They got the Kansas City Chiefs there.
Oh,
You know?
Mahomes,
yeah,
yeah.
Travis
But-
Kelce.
Oh, hit them up. Slide in her DMs. But I will say this about Cleveland. Cleveland is, I think, majority Black. 48% Black, 49% African American. But like Carisha said, though, there is like a large number of
Do you have the stats to back this up?
Yeah, I looked up earlier. They can look it up. Anybody from Cleveland know Cleveland's majority Black. You can go downtown and see for yourself. It's split between the east side and the west side. So the east side is the part I'm from. It's majority African American. The west side is a little bit of the Hispanic culture, white and Black put together. But I will say that, the Black people I have came in contact with out here is very successful. They have their own houses. They have good jobs. They have it going for themselves, like big time, And in Cleveland, I saw that too, but I didn't see it as much as I did out here.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. It's nice to see. I'm not going to lie. To see our people elevate and just doing things that we wouldn't otherwise see back home. Like, I love that.
Yeah, it's so good seeing that. Like, like every time I pick up a brother from Uber, he'd be like, yeah, I'm a doctor or I'm a director. I'm like, I'll be so happy having a conversation with them. I'm like, Jakar, I met this person last night. This guy owns a juice company.
Yeah, he does. And sometimes I'm like, yeah. But again, I grew up here, so that's like what I've seen. And again, I haven't been to the Midwest. Feel free to take me to the Midwest. We can do a
Jakar got to get hip to the Midwest.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess like that's kind of like my blinders because I've grown up with it. And so sometimes I have to remember specifically like when people come for the first time and they're like so excited or they like do the Hollywood tour bus or things like that. I'm just like, all right.
The Hollywood tours are such
they're
bullshit.
Like,
I can tell.
They lie. They lie.
I went on
DeGeneres lived here, and it's like this small little $1 million home.
Justin
like in
Bieber
the
just was over here yesterday.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for y'all. Do y'all feel that LA is safe or dangerous? That's a big question I saw all through YouTube.
I don't know.
Overall.
You just gotta be aware of your surroundings. I've been pulled over by the police twice since I've been here, and it's been 11 years. Yeah. But have I like been in any dangerous situations? I mean, no.
Why'd you do that?
Why'd you do that? I mean, did you choose to be in certain situations, or like what happened?
You're asking me about dangerous situations. No,
but
I don't feel like LA is dangerous. I don't feel like LA is dangerous, but you just got to be aware. It can be if
like
you're
any
stupid.
Other city.
Yeah, if you're dumb.
Don't walk down a dark alley at 2 a.m.
Don't do that. Don't be
Common
wearing
sense.
jewelry. Yeah, but then again, so I was staying on like a place that was like mid-Wilshire area, okay? I was literally followed in a store, okay? But that has also no, like literally, so imagine I'm in a Target. I'm walking to a Target, okay? And I see this guy just outside just staring at me, and I was like, okay, that's creepy. Then literally follows me from aisle to aisle, and when I tell you just stares at me, there was nothing there, just like dead inside. And I like took off running. And then even then I'm on the phone with my dad, and then I saw him because I had to walk. I saw him walking, so I'm trying to like go to a different area. But that's the thing about LA that we have to realize. One, human trafficking happens out here, but it also happens where I grew up with my family, which was like a little bit outside of LA. There were things that happen. It's not just LA, but it is more prevalent. And I think the reason why it's prevalent is because it's the entertainment industry. That right there. People come out here with $1 and get sold $1 in a dream, and they do sometimes fall prey to, human trafficking and different things out here. But also, you know not to be walking places at night. You know not to wear your jewelry.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I think now something's coming back to me. I went hiking once, and it was during the day. So it's not just like be careful at night. Just be careful in general. Be careful. Yeah. So I went hiking, and then this guy just starts hiking next to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting, and starts talking to me, and I'm like, okay, let me keep my distance, but not freak out or anything like that. And then he just starts talking to me, and I think we're talking for like 5 minutes, and we're walking, and then he asked me, can he see my feet? Oh. And I was like,
foot fetish.
How much?
How much? How much the brother
These
talking?
feet go for like $1,000 a foot.
And he got really aggressive. I was like, no. I was like, no, I have really ugly feet. You don't want to see my feet. Yeah. And now he just kept on pressing, like, I really want to see your feet. Like, can I touch your feet? Literally, I've known him for like 5 minutes, and he's asking to touch my feet.
How do you handle that situation? You just walked away, or you said, creep alert, danger alert?
I let him walk ahead, and I turned around.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
You know what's wild is that we are taught to scream or say something, but when you're in that situation,
in the mountain, like up a mountain and there's no one around.
Oh, there's no one around either?
No.
It could have pushed you off the
I'm
mountain.
thinking
Do you
you're
know how
like-
many deaths happen on hiking trails?
I
There's a lot of deaths.
haven't been to, where was you at again? What?
Griffiths.
I haven't been. I dropped somebody off over there,
Griffith
but yeah.
is- especially at night. Griffith, you don't want to be in the Griffith
Wow.
area.
Yeah.
But during the day, that's weird.
That
That's
is weird.
very
That
weird.
was
and
weird.
very
So what they're
ill.
saying is, y'all got to be mindful. I feel like that's
Yes,
any city you
yes.
go into. You just be
Yeah.
mindful. Obviously, LA. I think because LA is so populated as well. So you got different people from all backgrounds. You got normal people, mental health people, people who just like feet. You know what I mean? People like
But
stalking people. It's so many different people, though. You know.
You do got to be careful, specifically if you're pursuing entertainment and who you talk to. You got to be careful.
Now, why is that? We
Because
wanna know.
there is like human trafficking, and there
Oh,
is
yeah,
like people that do get sold into sex trafficking
Yeah.
and things like that. Like there is, I told you my mom works with, people who've kind of experienced things. That's the thing about LA is that people are naive. People will be like, I'll give you this opportunity.
Mhm.
I'll do this. I know we've heard about like casting couches and stuff, but there are people who are out here who are recruiting, and you got to be careful, especially if you're like a young woman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Women carry some mace, a knife, something. Do y'all carry? Nah, I'm not gonna put. Nah, we're gonna keep that quiet. But yeah, I do recommend carrying something though. In any city.
Yeah, just be safe.
I've been
be
to a lot of
aware.
different countries and states, and I don't care where you go. You could be the nicest city ever. You still gotta be mindful.
You solo travel. I'm way too afraid to solo travel.
I know a
that
lot of
people
women that
do it,
solo travel
but
though.
I know, but
I've
the
solo
fact-
traveled.
My
See,
thing,
yeah.
okay, but here's my thing:
What's
is
up?
people have tried to kidnap me out here. I can't imagine me going.
Well,
It's true. No, I've been in
Situation.
okay.
Your car been in a lot of weird situations.
I have been in situations, and you have to be careful. Like even okay, because for the longest time, like right now I have makeup, but for the longest time I've always looked younger than I actually am, and so it's just like out where my parents were, there were even like reports of like people are like would take photos of women and then like send it back, and they were like feeling uncomfortable.
That's a
and
real
things are happening.
That's real.
And so I've just know
Who tried to kidnap you, girl?
Let me backtrack that, because they haven't like tried to physically grab me or anything. So let me backtrack that. But I have been followed. I have had to call my parents while I've been like followed home, or been in stores and followed, or been followed in like cars. Like you have to.
That's crazy.
I don't want to say that hasn't happened to you, because I was gonna ask that hasn't happened to you.
Maybe once or twice, but
Where you be at, Jakara?
Target. Okay, it happens. It's happened multiple times at Target, and then I get an alert. Oh, this mall out here. Be careful, because somebody tried to snatch somebody, and I said, "See, that's what I'm saying." Okay, and it's not like anybody's like trying to like. Okay, the person asked you about your feet, right?
yeah,
They won't say anything. They'll just be really
stalking.
creepy
Yeah,
and
that's
stalk.
scary. That is scary.
scary.
We pray for your safety.
Yeah. That's why my mom got me a knife, but now I don't know
That's
how
why
to
I just
close
said
it.
you gotta carry
I don't know.
something. I
No,
don't
it just
care.
stays out. I don't know how to close it.
Yeah, get your CCW. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
But you haven't had any. Well, you're a man.
I'm a man. I'm not trying to be
Not-
sexist. Let's
Wait,
be real, though. I mean,
no,
I know
men
about
get
having-
men get harassed a lot. Like the women here are aggressive,
Mm.
especially with black
I
men.
haven't been harassed.
Mhm.
Especially with black men.
Successful, attractive black men that don't have kids.
Mm.
They're unicorns.
Women are
If you are
aggressive.
successful, you're a black man, you don't have kids, slide in my DMs, okay?
Games
that is
matching.
a
You dig?
unicorn. That is a unicorn.
I am a unicorn.
You've had some
Follow me.
experiences,
What? I haven't. No,
but
nobody
not in
hasn't stalked-
LA specifically.
I was about to say
but
nobody hasn't really like stalked me or none of that stuff.
You've never
you know?
been I say it wrong.
Fetishized?
Fetish-
Oh, always.
fetish-
Especially at this age, like you said.
Fetishized.
Being 30 with no kids and having my life kind of together, yeah, of course I had people take yeah, it's a lot of stories, of course, obviously, but I enjoy being fetishized. It feels good.
No,
no,
He did not just say that.
No,
I
I
enjoy
know.
it.
I do
Oh,
not.
no,
I would
no.
never.
Take me on dates,
I would
baby.
never want that.
I don't know.
Any cougars out there, hit me up. I definitely want to date with you, make you feel young and pretty again at JGaines92.
And that is why you're single. That is why you're single.
I am
that
single
right
because
there.
I'm not in a position to deal with
There's
commitment.
gonna be so many cougars in his DMs.
Like,
Like,
hey, I heard the
Hey,
podcast.
podcast.
Like, yeah, what's up, Meredith? You want to go out this weekend? But look, I got one more question for y'all about LA before I wrap this up in a minute. Listen, so if somebody is moving to LA, what areas or cities do y'all recommend them moving to? They're new, they're out here to pursue wherever goal they want to. What areas or cities do y'all recommend? Give at least two to three.
I know people
they-
say things about Koreatown, but
who are they? Are they to pursue?
Probably, some people probably just to move out here. Obviously, for the entertainment industry, that's one of the biggest
Okay.
industries. Or probably just to move to LA, try something different.
LA is so huge.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Okay,
Yeah, get like 2
move
to 3.
to West Covina. It's central. You get.
West Covina is far from everything.
I know. I was just saying, but it's a suburb.
Oh my God.
It's a suburb.
Don't move to West Covina.
No.
If you want to
It's a
retire.
suburb. It's
Silver
Silver
Lake.
Lake.
So, yeah.
Silver
Silver Lake
Lake.
isn't that bad.
Explain the vibe of
Isn't
Silver
that
Lake.
bad?
Silver Lake is like hipster. It's like a hipster
Mhm.
neighborhood. There's a lot of restaurants, bars. It's very cute.
Yeah.
It's close to East LA, East Hollywood to be exact.
Mhm.
I would look into East Hollywood a little bit. They're cleaning it up. It's getting better. But don't move to Hollywood. Like
Don't move to Hollywood.
Like
Don't do
Hollywood Boulevard, stay away from Hollywood
Stay
Boulevard,
away.
please. West Hollywood is good.
But expensive. If you can afford West Hollywood,
Yeah,
do
very
it.
expensive.
Hollywood's
Oh, West
beautiful.
Hollywood is nice.
Burbank and Glendale are very good options.
Burbank used to be a sundown town, just
Uh,
FYI. But
mhm.
yes, Burbank and Glendale. Glendale.
Hold on.
Pasadena too, right?
Yeah, I was in. I used to be out in South Pasadena. Don't do South Pasadena.
Don't
No,
do
wait,
Pasadena
wait.
at all.
So you said Silver Lake.
Pasadena isn't
Wait.
that bad because you can get to where you need to go, and it's not as
Pasadena is far
expensive
as
as it
hell,
used to
y'all.
be.
Silver Lake,
Yeah.
Culver City,
Uh-huh.
Culver City,
or Ladera.
Sherman Oaks, if you
Okay.
can afford it.
So
Sherman Oaks is too expensive.
So
yeah, it was
Cali's
like,
was
afford it.
Silver Lake, Culver City, or Ladera. Those your 3 that you recommend somebody new to move to?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't know how to drive or you're not driving, okay, so if you're not driving, Koreatown, you don't have to worry
Okay.
about parking.
All right. What's your other 2?
Wait, Koreatown? Yes. I
Yeah.
love Koreatown because they have very affordable apartments
Oh, yeah,
too.
Koreatown's
It just-
nice.
But
Parking.
it's very hard to find parking
Oh,
with your
Lord.
with your apartment. You will
Yeah.
not have a parking spot
No.
in Koreatown.
No, I got lucky. I was staying in Mid-Wilshire, my first LA apartment 2 years ago. Mid-Wilshire, paying $1,600. I had 2 parking spaces. It was a condo. It was indoors. It was great. Then they sold it.
Damn.
I know. They
She
sold
said,
it. It was so
I know it
good.
was great. And then they sold it.
And they sold it.
Okay. So what's your next 2? Your next 2.
I like Mid-Wilshire area.
Uh-huh.
It's cool. Ladera works too.
Mhm.
Or certain parts of Inglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Koreatown, Mid-Wilshire, and Inglewood.
Yeah, I'll say Inglewood.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lamert's cool.
I'm new,
Lamart's-
so
I know
I like
people
Lamert.
that lived out.
She's very familiar with the area, everybody.
I am.
Me personally, I'm new, so I still got a transplant mindset. I know 3 years from now, I'm going to go back and look at this podcast and probably cringe. So bear with me, y'all. But
We're all gonna cringe.
me personally, I want to say where I live. I stay in a good part of Hollywood, amazing part. I'm going to say Hollywood. If you want to really get that real feel of Hollywood, being
so
in
if
the
you want
noise.
homeless people.
I don't have no homeless people in front of my
If you
apartment.
want, that's
Hollywood, but in the hills, like
Yeah, I'm not trying to say on a
Hollywood,
boulevard. No.
Okay, yeah, but who's gonna? Can
But
you
they're
afford in the
apartments. They're
hills?
apartments.
Can you?
Like,
but also, do you want to be driving up there in
Oh
the
my
hills?
God.
Let me tell
All right,
you.
so it gets
Let me
driving
tell
up
you.
the hills.
Let me tell you. I did
Listen,
Uber
y'all.
and the canyons. Okay, That's
Hollywood,
scary.
Silver Lake,
No.
Koreatown. West Hollywood, you do got the money.
Okay. How about this?
if you're
Justin?
black,
Oh, if you're black, Ladera
if you're
Heights.
black,
probably.
Ladera and Culver
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
Culver City is really good.
Culver
Yeah,
City's
Culver
really
City's a little
nice.
boring, but it's cool. Yeah,
It's nice,
like,
though.
But here's the thing. I think we should do a challenge, and I think this should be the
Do it.
Justin Gets Out challenge. We need
I
to
do Uber
show-
every day. I
No,
see
Uber
this stuff.
doesn't count. Okay, you are picking people up and you're dropping them off. You need to go out. You need to go out to different parts of LA. Am I wrong?
Well,
you're
next
not.
I'm moving to Beverly Hills next. That's already set in
See?
stone.
See?
Or Century
See?
City. What's wrong
See?
with that? We walked around there the
See?
other day. Look, were you inspired?
See,
You know you was
It
inspired.
was nice to be in Beverly Hills, but I do not have the passive income
Not yet.
to live in
But
Beverly
if you had the
Hills.
passive income, would you be in Beverly Hills realistically? No.
I haven't spent enough time to say.
Because here's the
say.
thing:
We're gonna bring it up in 2
when you
years.
have passive income, depends on how much your passive income is. Okay, passive income could be an extra $1,000, $2,000. Okay,
Right.
But it depends. When you have money, I've been around people who have money. Those who have money are not flexing. They're not truly in
no.
Beverly Hills like that.
Yeah.
They're not.
And to answer your question, even if I had the money, I would not move to Beverly Hills because I just don't feel comfortable. I want to
Yeah, I
I
can
want to
see
walk
that.
into a grocery store. I want to walk into a mall and feel comfortable
And
and
not
see
think
people look
somebody's
like me who look like me.
We might as well move to Atlanta then if you want that.
No,
That's
no,
Or New York.
No.
I get you.
I feel like in
fuck with
Baldwin
y'all.
Hills and
Yeah.
those
Baldwin
places.
Hills is-
Ladera Heights, they
Issa
say it's
Rae
becoming
is
more
in-
gentrified though. I dropped off a
Issa
lot.
is in.
Yeah,
She
man.
won't give her exact location, but I'm pretty sure she lives in Baldwin Hills.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can see
I'm
though.
so
She's
proud
from
of
here.
her
Yeah. I know,
with her
she's done
coffee
much,
shop.
and it's now in downtown
checked
LA
it out.
Hilltop. Check it out.
Hilltop.
Have you been to the one in
We
downtown?
have not the one in downtown, but we went to which one did we go
Inglewood.
to? We went to the one in
Okay,
Inglewood. Did you go to
yeah.
downtown?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Don't move downtown. You don't.
Oh,
wanna
yeah,
move
don't do-
Oh, we
don't-
should have brought
downtown
that
not
up.
LA,
want to
please.
move downtown.
Now,
do it.
real
Okay.
quick, why
Do
don't
it.
they want to move to downtown
Because
LA?
one, it's not safe. There's lots of pee. Also, the traffic, the congestion. It's
It's
just
like
really
living in a pretty prison.
It is
Like,
pretty.
I have
It
a
is
friend.
nice.
I have a friend who lives in a loft in downtown.
Mhm.
Great views. She pays $7,000 a month,
bad.
but she can't enjoy her neighborhood.
Mhm.
She's a YouTuber.
I love that. I'm not gonna lie. There's an apartment complex that I've heard. I'll admit it. It's called the Circa LA,
Mm-hmm.
and just because of the amenities that they have, I'm like, But the
Yeah,
fact
but
it's downtown, it's not
You
worth
can't so she can't enjoy her neighborhood because there's homeless people everywhere.
Yep.
And it's just not safe for her to be out at night.
Mhm.
And it's like you're paying so much fucking rent
Yeah.
and you cannot enjoy your neighborhood. You
Ugh.
can't walk down the street past 9 o'clock.
I was telling
I-
Jakara that if I stay downtown a nice loft, my feet better not touch the ground. I need a driver.
See his mindset. See,
I'm luxury, baby, but I need a driver.
No, I mean yes, but
Yeah.
like here's
Oh, suit is tailored by
Uh,
Thailand. I'll put the link down below. Shout out to Daniel out there in Thailand, Phuket.
Yes.
But,
That's a smart thing to do. Like for the guys, like if you go out of the country, find a tailor and just order, like custom order all of
That
your
is
suits.
smart.
That is very smart.
If I could find a person that would just like make clothes for me, Here
you gonna
go.
have it soon?
Here you go. Thank you.
Yeah, we about
I
to take
will
off.
have-
I got a real quick game to end the show off with, though. Y'all ready?
Damn.
All right, it's called Guess Their Age. So I'm gonna throw a name out
Oh, I
there,
don't.
and I want y'all to guess their age.
Oh, I thought
okay?
you were trying to guess.
Okay, no, not y'all. Nah. Y'all need 18 anyway. Okay, number
I'm
one.
19.
Barack Obama is
62.
49. What? You think he's 62? He's like 49.
He looks 49, but I'm pretty sure he's like 60
He's 49.
something. 62.
62. What do you think?
49. But then I think I'm getting his age mixed up with the number of
Yeah,
president
because think
that
about
he
his
was.
daughters, think about his wife.
So like 55.
Barack Obama is 61 years old. Keisha is 1 year off. Okay.
61. That man can't get it. But,
Okay.
but I respect Michelle Obama.
Hey, she ain't playing that. Michelle Obama.
No,
She
he just wouldn't. He
what you
wouldn't
talking
even.
about?
He
You get
wouldn't
it.
even. He wouldn't even try. Wouldn't
Okay.
even try, but damn.
Beyonce is what age?
40.
Is she around the same
41.
age as Kim Kardashian? Because Kim Kardashian, I think, is 45. Because
No, Beyonce's like 41, 42.
40.
Wait, Pay My Bills came out in
Come on, 10 seconds. 10
All right, I'll
seconds.
just say 40.
40. What you say?
42.
She is 41. So y'all was kind of like,
Oh my
yeah, in the
gosh.
middle.
Okay.
Okay. Little Baby is how old?
Oh,
Lil Baby.
Who, Lil Baby?
23.
Lil Baby. Lil Baby.
Lil, but not the
Are
baby.
they the
Lil
same
Baby.
person?
20. I think 23.
22.
Lil Baby is 28. Shout out to Lil Baby.
Damn,
I don't know who that man is.
I got another one for y'all.
Never heard of
SZA is how old?
Oh, okay. SZA.
She's 30.
31.
She's 30.
Is she
SZA
30?
is 33 years old.
Oh,
Okay, so we're close.
I
We're
just
close.
killed
And last but not least, Morgan Freeman
Oh,
is how old?
He's
That nigga's 70.
78.
70.
85 years old.
He looked good though.
Yeah, I was amazed when I looked it up.
I did a
good.
whole TikTok. Did you know that he made like a Caribbean, or he made like a cookbook? He made a cookbook.
Shout out to Morgan Freedom.
Morgan Freeman.
Where you at?
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in as always. But before we go off the show, can they know where to find y'all at? TikTok, Instagram, wherever website y'all want them to find y'all at? Go ahead, shout yourselves out.
So you can find me on TikTok at Callie Cole, KALIKOLE, and on Instagram it's officially Callie Cole. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.
I love that. I on TikTok I'm Ruespeaks, RUESPEAKS, and on YouTube and Instagram I'm Jakara LaRue, JAKARRA LARUE, and if you go to my my link tree, you can watch my short film North, sci-fi film.
And you can check me out at jgaines92 on everything, the letter J, GAINES 92. But most importantly, check us out at thelavishjourney.com. You'll see all the links up to the podcast, the website, and all that. But I'd like to appreciate y'all today for coming on the lovely show. Had a great talk about the misconceptions of Los Angeles, of living in Los Angeles. I'm pretty sure next episode is going to get even more lit. You dig? But I'm going to leave y'all off with a beautiful quote.
Wait.
Enjoy the ride. Go ahead. You want to leave? Oh, you want to do the quote?
Well, not the quote, but speaking of LA.
Okay, go ahead.
And something else that you were working on. The Lavish Journey is coming out with That's So LA.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be your host. Okay.
That is
and we're going to
right.
show you some really great things about LA and just show you the atmosphere and finally get him out of Hollywood. So yeah, stay tuned for that. First episode will be dropping soon.
I will attempt to get out of Hollywood. But with that being said, ladies and boys, girls, thank you for watching or listening to the Lavish Journey podcast, where we create, inspire, and spread greatness. Peace and love, y'all.
Yay, bye.
Hey.